Yes, we have sound. So today I want to talk about how posting is not marketing. Let me lower this a little bit. So I just got off of Facebook. I was in a Facebook group and got I have a post that's going like mini viral. Like there's over 160 comments in the post. And the post simply says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but posting is not marketing. When I tell y'all I was fighting for my life in those comments because nobody believed what I was saying. I'm not going to say nobody because some people did come to my defense and they understood what I was saying behind it. But there were two different things that I was doing intentionally by creating this post. So let's just say that first of all, when it comes to the content that you post on social, when it comes to the content that you post on social media, all of your content should have a purpose behind it. There should be a strategy that's connected to a big picture. So one of the ladies asking me to explain more, I told her basically it's like a movie, right? You get the actors together, you get all the different pieces of the puzzle. If you have a beauty business, think of getting the certification, getting all the tools, doing the research, making sure you have all the things you need to be the most effective at performing the service you perform, right? So there, you want to create a strategy based on where you want to be in the future, right? We have these movies. We're going back to that example. When they create the movie, all the actors, all the pieces, the location, all the things, they create the movie and then they backtrack by marketing the movie a year or two in advance. If you guys have ever seen a movie where you've seen a trailer or a commercial for it and it's like coming out in like the next summer or 2 years down the line and you're like, what? Guess what? The sooner they get to the movie actually launching, the more going to start seeing that. But that very first thing that they posted evoked of you. But that was a part of marketing that wasn't just posting. Now, if they would have posted, say, that same trailer, but they didn't say anything, they didn't show action clips, the best parts, it wouldn't have caught your attention because we only pay attention to things for the first 3 seconds and we associate if it's valuable to us or not. So I noticed that a lot of people were really triggered by what I said and instantly like came at me. I had somebody asking if I was like, if the post was rage bait because I did respond to people. Now, let me say this. I've been in business for a very long time. And the way that I operate in business is I have boundaries, as we should all have boundaries in business. I'm not disrespectful to anyone. I don't just come at anyone any type of way. I don't just say anything, but I do prove point. I do defend myself respectfully. Thank you. I do defend myself and I definitely will call out something because I'm respectful to you. I want you to be respectful to me. I also want to that my content is attracting clients that I actually want to work with me because I'm not a soft person. I could be very kind, I'm very nice, but I'm not super soft and I want to make sure that whatever it is that I'm teaching people, they understand it. I am all about teaching people how to fish because I started as the single mom who listened to all the marketers that were the best at marketing but didn't actually know anything about it in the beginning. And that cost me a lot of money and a lot of time. Some did, but a lot of them did not. So I wanted the post to evoke a thought. That's it. So someone said, why didn't you just say posting is a part of marketing? I didn't say that because it wouldn't have started a conversation. It wouldn't have created engagement in that. And context is how we grow. If we are always approaching everything as we're the expert and we know it all and we're the end all be all, then we're never going to learn, right? But if I'm posting something I actually know, I know it's factual because I've done it, I've paid other people to teach me it, I've implemented it, my students have implemented it, and there's a huge difference between just posting. So when I see a lot of people on social media that I talk to that are in this industry and they're like, no one's booking, I'm like, okay, cool, let me see your socials. And I'll go on their socials and it's like a picture of a service they did and it's like book now or stars or hearts. Hello. But there's no actual context to what the picture is about. Every picture should tell a story and the story should relate to someone in your marketing strategy. So if I have a client or I have a business and I want this business to withstand the test of time, I want it to go on for years and years and years, right? I'm going to post content. No, I'm going to post content now that's going to speak to clients at every level because I understand 80% of people are not going to book me right away. But if I have a marketing strategy to stay in front of them, even if that's an email list to nurture them, I know that they're going to stay in my atmosphere, right? At the same time, there are people who may not know they want the services that I provide. There are some people who may have seen it for the very first time, and it's going to take a while. Right now, you booked me. There are people who aren't going to be ready right now. Maybe they don't even know that they want the service that I provide. Maybe it's the furthest thing away from their mind. But if in my marketing strategy, I'm also targeting them, every time they see my post, they're going to be like, oh, that's the girl that does this. Oh, that's the girl that does this again. And eventually, if they decide that they want the service, become at the top of mind, they're going to book me. If I could provide, right, show up and I could actually perform the service. But in business, we have to operate in a way where we don't get so triggered by everything and everyone. I remember when I didn't really want to ask clients for review because I took everything that they said as judgment. If it was anything less than this experience was perfect, my feelings would get hurt and I would take it as judgment. But what I learned was I wasn't learning anything when they had an amazing experience. I was in much gratitude, but I learned when people said, I wish you would have did this. This was a great appointment, but I wish you would have followed up with me faster. Or I wish you would have sent me my consultation form the night before because it was a lot to read before the appointment. Or I wish you had a wider color selection. All of those things are that I can now take into consideration as the business owner, and I can implement into business to make my business better and better and stronger and stronger. And that's exactly what I did. I wish you would have did this. I wish you would have texted me the morning of my appointment because I forgot. So then I implemented automated text follow-ups so people knew, hey, 9 o'clock every morning, every client that I had that day got a text. Hey, I can't wait to see you today at such and such time. Again, here's the address. Okay? It's all the marketing strategy. Posting alone is not content because posting alone will not catch people's attention enough to make them book you. It's what comes behind the post that's most important. It's a piece of it, but it's a small piece of the pie. It's like having a cake. I said this in the group. I'm like, it's like we bake a cake and having just one of the ingredients. One of the ingredients by itself is cool, but you need all the ingredients to bake the cake effectively, right? If you're missing ingredients, the cake isn't going to show up the way that you want the cake to show up. But I've noticed as well that I'm just not for everyone. You know, someone said in the post, like, you know, I think you're turning people off by your responses. And my thing is this, maybe it's the mom in me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the business owner. I'm not the type of coach that tells you what you need to hear or what you want to hear. I'm always going to tell you what you need to hear. If you trust me, if you are coming to me because you're saying, I recognize that you've done something that I want to do, so I want you to help me grow. I'm never going to work with people who feel the need to go into my content and come back and tell me how my content is wrong. I already established myself, and that's not, my intention isn't the same as yours. It doesn't penetrate. It doesn't mean anything to me because my business and my marketing strategy works for the people that it's supposed to work for, and it does not work for the people not supposed to work for. But the reason why this happened is because I had a marketing strategy, right? This marketing strategy allowed me to look at people and say, you know what, maybe we're not the best fit to work together. And that's caused me to not work with certain clients anymore, right? If when you're coming, I know I'm going to get a little bit of anxiety, we're probably not a fit for each other. If something about me triggers you, we're probably not a good fit for each other. I personally recognize that if something triggers me, it's typically because there's some underlying limiting belief or some underlying trauma that I need to navigate through. But I'm completely open and receptive to things, especially from people who've done it. If you've done it and I haven't done it, I'm going to listen to what you have to say. Be adaptable. I mean, just be intentional behind your business and your brand. When you have a marketing strategy, and say you post for 30 days with an actual strategy. If you're posting a picture and you're just saying, book me, lashes today, 20% off, $100 off, get your brows done, there's nothing for you to learn from that, right? But if you are putting a story behind every single client on every single post, it's going to give you what you need, data, to help you grow your business. So I gave her an example. I said, if you just posted a picture of lashes, of some lashes that you did, and you just said beautiful lashes, okay, but who did them? Why did they get them done? Where are they at, right? But then if you posted the same picture of the lashes and you said, Sarah, she was turned away by 3 different lash techs because they said her lashes were too curly. This is what we were able to do to achieve this look. And then you insert your expertise. You position yourself to be the expert, because now other women with curly lashes are going to read that and find out, dang, while I couldn't go to her, I can go to her. And what is your strategy, or what is your technique? What's good about your technique? Maybe their lashes are super curly, so you needed to do a lash lift first to kind of elongate their lashes and give it a different curl pattern. And then you were able to do a seamless lash application on them. So now, even if the person's maybe not in your state, maybe they can go to their lash technician and say, hey, I saw this girl that's located over here. Her client had really curly lashes as well, and she did a lash lift and elongated their lashes, and they were able to get them. Now that person is probably going to follow you because they want to know how you know, which can eventually put you in a position to also start coaching people, because that's how I became a coach. I did it, people seen it, asked me how I did it, and I taught it. And that's what my community is all about as well, teaching people how to do it. Because gone are the days, right, of just going and getting these certifications, going to school and getting these licenses, and never knowing how to actually turn this into a business. So many people don't know how to turn it into a business. And if you ever want to get to the point of bringing other people in, getting another location, you cannot run a business plan to get a game every day. When you're intentional about, like I just said, this is how we were able to get this lash service on her. Now you might attract other clients as well with lashes. Now you have more clients. Now you realize this is the kind of content that they want to see from me. So now you start putting out more content about how you are able to give beautiful lash extensions to women with curly lashes. And you are going to attract more of those people. But if all you did was post a before and an after picture and tell a story, it does not compel anyone to move forward with you. Because what is the reason? Right? What's the reason? How we separate ourselves from the competition, which I don't personally believe in competition, but that's how we stand out with our services. And I'm telling you, anything in your business that triggers you, I definitely recommend you really look at your business and look at yourself and figure out, how can I navigate through this, or what's trying to show me? Because when you're able to look at it like that, you're able to approach your business in a different way. Everything is a mirror. So the people who are coming at without even reading what I have to say, I know have issues in their business. Because I've experienced it. I've worked with thousands of people. People who are telling me to prove myself are not seeing the results that they want to see, which is why they want me to prove myself. When I'm around other people who are also thriving, they're not saying you need to prove your worth to me, or you need to prove what you've done for me so that I can believe, because that's not the big picture. You don't need me to believe you. You need your clients to believe you. And if you listen to some of the things that I'm saying, that I've spent the money and I've spent the experience learning over these past 19 years in this industry, and you say, you know what? Okay, maybe that's making a little bit of sense. Let me even repost something that I've already done. And last time all I put under it was a heart or a book now. This time let me put a story behind it and see if I get a different response. And maybe you'll get a response the first time. Maybe you'll get a response the 5th time you do it. But this is a marketing strategy, because this actually gives you things that you can look back on now. You're going to get the clientele. Your face is money. My face is money. Somebody just told me that I looked old, or I'm mature in age, or something like that too. So that's funny. But dang, I lost my train of thought. So I'm sad I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was saying, but about always learning. And the metrics, right? When I work with my students, that's what I have them do. For those first 30 days, I just want you to focus on actually posting content that's in alignment with your strategy. What's going to dictate your strategy is where you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now. So say you're a solo artist and it's just you in your space, and you say, you know what, a year from now, I want to bring in another 2 artists and I want to get into a bigger space. Okay, cool. What does that look like? How much money do you need for that to happen? And how much money do you need to make so that you can back out of doing services as much so that you can support your team? Because as a salon owner, no, it's more than just you once you expand. And they're going to need you because they're coming to your space. And that's the reason. Just like kind of like your kids depend on you to navigate through things and to come to you for your knowledge, right? So what does that look like? Okay, I know that I want to get to 6 figures, because $5,000 a month is going to pay all my bills and all of my overhead. So that extra $5,000 allow me to invest in other things. Maybe invest in a virtual assistant to be able to take calls and book appointments for us, to put into a software to be able to automate some of our processes, our email marketing, our text marketing, where we can now set up campaigns to people for us so we don't have to always do it, to send out our availability every week so that they know we're available, because it might not be at the top of everyone's mind. But guess what? When they get that email me saying this is what my availability is this week, they always know what they have going that week. And they might say, oh, dang, you know what? I do need to get my lashes done. I know this because I've done it. But when, again, just content, you get those metrics. Now you can go back to those metrics and you can say, this performed well, this performed amazing, this got me a lot of results, this didn't give me as many comments, but it got me a lot of views or a lot of saves. Those are all indicators to me that that's quality content. Posting itself is not that. It has to do with a big picture. And this is the reason why 90% of businesses shut down in the first year. Because we get these 9-to-5 jobs and we become a small piece of their big puzzle. We don't know all that it takes to operate that business. And then we figure, I'm doing great. I got this. And they go out on their own. We go out on our own. We don't realize nobody knows us yet. I was guilty of that. When I worked at Mac nurtured us. They educated us. They made sure we had everything we need. They made sure that we were updated on the ingredients and the products and all the things. And business was seamless, right? We had sales quotas and things like that, but it's very easy to trick yourself into believing if I could sell $2,000 worth of MAC makeup in a day, I could sell $2,000 of my own thing. Until you get out on your own and realize, oh, but people know this company and they don't know me. Oh, because this company has a whole marketing department and they're intentional about getting in front of people. Oh, because there's other artists that are all over the place that are also spreading the word about what this is. Their products are on models and fashion shows, and more people are aware of the brand because that is all marketing. Oh, because someone just came in and the person that just spent $2,000 with me in the store actually has a sister who just got married last weekend and her makeup was absolutely gorgeous, and she told me all the products that she wore. So she already came in here with the intent to buy all of these things. We don't have any of that to work with us, right? We don't have any of that to pour into our business from the beginning. So because of that, we have to create it step by step. When we create it step by step, now we're able to go back and pinpoint. And that's how we become the best coach. And I personally, being very spiritual, believe that that is God's plan for us all. Learn something to get really good at it, to master it, and to teach it to the next person. Teach it to the next person so that they can grow and they can grow faster. I attract a lot of single moms. That's a part of that is made me who I am, maybe with a masculine energy, because you can't be a mom raising a man and be super soft. You have to have some sort of a balance. Also in business, if you're only soft, you get ran over. You get ran over, you get taken advantage of. People are going to tell you what price they're going to pay you. They're always going to lowball you, down talk you, tell you what your prices should be. No one does that to me. And I have a lot of people that I love in this industry and a lot of clients, and they love me because they know who I am and they know how I am, and I'm very transparent with them. And that's never, you could be stern and that doesn't mean you're disrespectful. Let me say that. You can create boundaries in your business and that doesn't mean that it's a problem or you're doing it for someone else or against someone. It just means I take my business seriously and I want to run my business like a business. How many of us can go to Target right now at 2 o'clock in the morning and knock on the door and demand that they open it and like go on social media and go off on them if they don't? And these are major corporations. But we don't even give grace to other small businesses that are also growing. So do I do everything with intentions? Yes. When people ask me, should I post this? I say, I don't know, should you? Because I want you to know your intention behind posting that piece of content, no matter what level you're at. I want you to know I'm posting this piece of content because this is the type of client that I'm looking to attract. I'm sharing this piece of me because these are the people that I want to attract into my business. I know I can't probably work with super sensitive people because I don't know, like I'm not a super sensitive person. And so, like I said, I'm always going to be kind, but my clients know the vibe that I have. And I had to create that because I'm the brand. Who I am for real and who I am as a person attracts the people that come to me. And the more I've tried to become someone else to appease and satisfy other people, the less aligned I felt with the very I grew to love. I started this business for me. I started this business because I wanted to have impact on other people. I wanted to make other women feel beautiful. And now as a coach, I want other women to understand, give yourself permission to be you. That's okay. But people who haven't given themselves permission to be them are the ones that are going to try to come against you or have something negative to say. And that's okay too. Because eventually they'll navigate through that. But I promise you, the people at the top talking about people that are still competing with each other. And even that, if you find that to be a jab, if that makes you feel some type of way, that just means elevate. That means vibrate at a higher frequency, because that's a real thing. Energy is real, vibrations are real. And anytime I look at someone or I see something that makes me feel insecure or some type of way about me, I personally dive deep into, why do I feel this way? Why is seeing this making me feel this type of way? And what can I do to improve that in me so I no longer feel triggered by what this person said and does, or how this person looks, or how their business looks? I've never dictated my prices based on what the person in the studio next to me did, or the person in the salon next to me did. That doesn't matter. My value is my value. And once I understood that and I stood on that, I attracted people that were in alignment with value, and did not attract the people who weren't. So if somebody wanted to come in and say, hey, I have $50 for brows, and I charge $750 for brows, that means I'm not the brow artist for you. Now, do I have payment plans and different things like that to accommodate people? Absolutely. But at one point, when I wasn't serious about my business, I wasn't firm, and I had no boundaries, I let people tell me anything. And I didn't start this business to be bossed around like I was at a 9-to-5 job. That's not where I was at. And now, 13 years into being a full-time entrepreneur, I'm definitely not there today. So I hope that this was beneficial to you. Me posting what I posted in that group was just to evoke conversation and thought in people. There's something called cognitive dissonance, which cognitive dissonance is basically two different thoughts that you can have in your brain that are contradictory to each other. And so it causes you to think, right? Throws your brain all off. And that was what my intention was. I wanted people to think about what I said. And some people were like, you know what, you're right, because YZ. Now that can change a way that somebody is posting their content just by saying that. And the hook is the very thing that's important for you to post. Stop the scroll for people. And that's exactly what this post did. So mission accomplished. If people decide to work with me, I'll put all of my information in the description. I have a community. I'm not even doing one-on-one coaching anymore. But if people want to work with me and come to a community where I can teach them how to build a brand, because you are the brand, and the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you can start getting into alignment and actually having so much fun with your business and with your clients. Mind you, I built the business from the ground up in a new state where I knew no one just 7 years ago. So I know that it's possible. And I have clients all over the world that I've helped to do the same thing, but I digress. So I'm ready. I'll put the information in the description. I'll also put a promo code that I'm going to let for the next 5 people to get in, because yesterday when I went live, I tried to do it, but for some reason it took like 15 hours for the video to actually post. It said waiting until like late last night, and I did the video yesterday afternoon. So people who are reaching out to me and DMing me and inboxing me that does actually want to work with me and want to get ready so they don't have to spend years playing the guessing game in their business, I would love to bring you in this community. This could very well be high ticket. This is my 10K strategy that I'm bringing in, and I'm building out with the people inside of this community, because in those moments where you don't have anyone to depend on, I want to be that person that you depend on. I want this community to be the community of other people that you depend on, so you don't feel like you're by yourself, because you aren't. And this is something that God told me to do. So this is why I'm doing it, to be able to help you guys. And later on, like I said, it can go down a whole rabbit trail, because once you know what people actually need and you have a strategy, now you're implementing automations. Now those automations can support you when you're running ads. So now you're not running ads to an audience where everybody's just asking for a discount, because you know what to say to your ideal client to catch their attention. That's the only person whose attention you're going to catch. You might catch other people's attention, and either they'll come to you and they'll pay the prices that you charge. They'll get nurtured by you until the time is right in which they would pay the prices that you charge. Or they'll for something like a holiday when you're offering a discount. There's so many different things that you can do with marketing. Again, I'll drop the information. If you feel compelled to do so, definitely join. I'm all about attracting people. I'm never about going after people and begging you, because my true belief is if I have to beg you to join me or get into my community or work with me, I'm going to also have to beg you to do the work. And I'm not here to argue with anyone or for them to argue with me. I want you to believe that if it works for me and it's works for other people, it can work for you if you're willing to do the work. I'm with you all the way. Thank you. I want you to believe that it will work for you because it's possible for you. We don't have to go in these businesses forever. And what's hard on the front end gets easier on the back end once you know what you're doing in business. Like anything, guys. Tying your shoes was difficult until you learned how to tie your shoes, and now you don't even think about it. You just am, right? Cooking certain meals, making cereal for your kids. You don't have to think, oh, let me make sure I get the milk and let me make sure I get the cereal and the bowl. Like, it becomes an unconscious thing that you're doing. And business can be the same thing for you if you're intentional about it. So again, I'll drop the information. I continue to go live. My goal is to go live every day for 30 days. I did just have that in my family. So next week might be, or the week after next might be a little like blotchy. My son's birthday is coming up as well. But I am going to try to stick to at least like 10 minutes a day, hop on here and talking to you guys, although I've been on here longer than 10 minutes today. But I just want you guys to know beautiful businesses, the relationships that'll come with them, and the life change. I'm so grateful that God put me in a position to do this and to have freedom, still in my 30s. So yeah, let me know. Give me some more content. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I should post for the comments from the group because it was wild. And it wasn't until at first everyone was like attacking me, where I was literally going to delete it because I was responding. And again, not in a disrespectful way, but I'm going to counter that because I want you to know my opinion just like you want me to know your opinion. As soon as that's over, like I said, I want everybody to build a beautiful business. So I hope you all have an amazing evening. And let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, drop them in the comments. Let me know what questions you have about building your business or about building your brand or around mindset so that I know what to have more conversations around. All right? Bye.